Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Take on Tottenham. My name is Ben, and this is my take on Tottenham. And finally, we have a new manager, or should I say head coach? Probably head coach is probably the better word to use. But the wait is finally over. There's been many names coming and going, but finally it's over, and they have just announced that Nuno Espirito Santo of Wolves, formerly, is now the new head coach of Tottenham Hotspur. And first of all, I just have to say thank God. Thank God it is over, because it's been one of the most frustrating managerial merry-go-rounds of a search I have ever known in this football club. The amount of names that have been mentioned, the amount of rumours that have been going around. I am so glad that it is over. I don't even care who we appointed at this point. I'm just glad that we don't have to read any of that ever again. Well, until the next lot comes around in like a year or two. But yeah, it is official. Nuno is our new head coach, and I've got the club website up here. So I'm just going to read what they've said. I'll give you some of my thoughts, and then we'll just go from there. So we are delighted to announce the appointment of Nuno Espirito Santo as our new head coach on a contract until 2023. So he is on a 2-year contract. He arrives from Wolves. We all know what he's done. I was very This I found quite interesting that they've said this bit. In tandem with Wolves' progress on the pitch, Nuno developed individual players such as Connor Cody, Diogo Jota, Ruben Neves, Willy Bolly, and our own Matt Doherty from the second tier into established Premier League and European talent, whilst also furthering the development of players such as Raul Jimenez, Pedro Neto, and Adama Traore. Earlier in his coaching career, they mentioned about his previous exploits before Wolves. Daniel Levy. First of all, I'd like to welcome Nuno to the club. We should like to thank our supporters for all their patience throughout this process. No shit. I've spoken already about the need to revert back to our core DNA of playing attacking, entertaining football, and Fabio Paratici, that is. And I believe Nuno is the man who can take our talented group of players, embrace our young players coming through, and build something special. Commenting on the appointment, Managing Director of Football, Fabio Paratici, said, "The brief for this appointment has always been clear. We wanted a head coach that can instill all the values that are important to this football club. You only have to look at Nuno's time at Wolves to see his ability to take a group of players and implement an adaptive style that brings success and allows players to develop and thrive. We are all looking forward to getting started in what we hope will be a successful time with the club." Speaking on his appointment, Nuno said, "When you have a squad with quality and talent, we want to make the fans proud and enjoy it. It's an enormous pleasure and honour to be here. There's joy, and I'm happy and looking forward to starting work. We don't have any days to lose. We must start working immediately as pre-season starts in a few days." So that's a statement from each tier. We've had Daniel Levy, Fabio Paratici, and Nuno Espirito Santo. And there you go. That is it. It is done. It is over. Is it everyone's favourite appointment? No. Obviously, I think, of course, the names that were mentioned, I think obviously you'd take a Conte over a Nuno, or a Poch over a Nuno, or something like that. But I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm not jumping out my seat over the appointment. It's not one I would have chose personally, but I can see where the club is going with it. I can see why they've gone in this direction. Obviously, options ran out as well. That has to be said. But I can see why they've gone this way. And to be honest, with some of the names that were mentioned, it could have been a lot worse as well. So I'm cautiously optimistic. I will back him. It's not something like if we'd appointed a Gattuso or something like that, I would have been going, no, I'm really sorry, I cannot get behind this, or anything like that. But I think it's interesting. I think it's very interesting. Be interesting to see what happens with Matt Doherty, a player who absolutely thrived under Nuno. Couldn't play a game for his life last season at all. He was, let's be honest, terrible. But I'm cautiously optimistic about it. I think it will be a very intriguing season. Do I believe that we're going to be top 4? Do I believe that we're going to get a trophy? I don't think so. A lot going into the season, expectation-wise, will be based on transfers. And I know that sounds really obvious, but what I say is we need the rebuild. Poch spoke about it. We need the rebuild. There's too much deadwood at the club. Serge Aurier looks to be on his way out, which is good news. But more players need to follow. Sissoko, Lamela, Dyer, a lot of these players, even Toby Alderweireld, I don't think he should go, but I think we should start looking at long-term replacements. We also need to start looking at long-term replacements for Hugo as well. I think there's a massive rebuild needed, and if it doesn't happen in this window, it has to happen the next. But I think the steps need to be taken in this transfer window to start it off, because, like I said, there's too much deadwood at the club. We need a refresh, hit F5, everything, get them out, get new blood in, and we will see where we go. But I know we're in talks with people. You know what I'm like? I'd like to do it when it's pretty much all but official. So until they are pretty much done talks and it looks like an agreement's going to be in place, I won't talk about the transfers then. I'd like to just go off pretty much official stuff. But yeah, it is there. It's done. Thank God. Finally. Wolves fans, if there's only Wolves fans watching, please leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about this appointment. Do you think he's a good appointment for Spurs? Do you think he's a really bad appointment for Spurs? And what was the football like? I saw Wolves the first 2 seasons, the Championship as well. They're a very good outfit. I felt last season he took that group as far as he could. Time for a refresh there. But I think he's a good manager. I do like him. It'll be only time will tell if he's a good fit for Spurs or not. So hopefully it will be. He's got my backing. I just want to see some nice attacking football. That's all I want to see at this point. After the season we just had, I just want to enjoy some football again. So we will see what happens. But as of now, it is official. The managerial search has finally come to an end. Nuno Espirito Santo is the new Tottenham head coach. That's it. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Over the last couple of weeks, numbers have gone really gone up. I've really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So hit the subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell to be updated whenever I upload a video. And also, a really quick apology. I haven't done a video in like last week. Life stuff's been going on. All that. We all have to deal with it, So, and like I said, there's not really been any. There's just been a couple of rumours. The managerial news had really slowed down because they started advancing with Nuno. So there was no loads of names flying up like we've seen before. So, but let me know what you think about the appointment in the comment section below. Like I said, I'll get behind him, but cautiously optimistic. I will see you guys in the next video, and as always, come on, you Spurs.